Hello, everyone. Welcome to They Call Me Perfectly Frank. Please visit my website, IamPerfectlyFrank.com. In case you want a coaching session, please book one on the site. And by the way, if you're interested in purchasing my book, The Man He's Stupid and the Girl She's So Bitch, please either go to my website, IamPerfectlyFrank.com, or feel free to order it on Amazon, either on Kindle or in paperback. Hi, everyone. So we also pulled, when we were doing the audio, we went off on this tangent about gift giving. And, you know, you've got to remember there isn't one way. We have several different ways, though. Cheri had a way, I had a way, Rachel had a way. And that's just from the woman's end. You know, we didn't really get a man's perspective on his experience of receiving gifts. I don't know about you guys, but my husband, he doesn't care. He doesn't necessarily want a gift. So we'd love to hear from you also. Please go to the website, IamPerfectlyFrank.com. You know, fill out the comment form, go to the contact form, I should say, and fill out that form, or go to my email, Frankie@IamPerfectlyFrank.com. And give us an idea of what happens in your household. Look forward to hearing from you.
And what do you do if he doesn't even do that? Like, she showed him the chocolates, she showed him the journals. What if he doesn't actually even buy it? It's like, oh, I forgot. I'm just not a gift giver.
Story, are you asking me a question?
Yeah.
You know, if he's done, if this is the first time, he's going to do it again, right? So the conversation is, okay, I'd like to get something. How can we do it? He might say, order it for yourself.
Okay, what if I say to my husband, I just want a handwritten card or a note, and he's like, I have nothing to write.
I don't do that. Then you might say to him, what are you willing to do, honey?
Oh, okay.
What are you willing to do?
This is what I want.
What are you willing
to do?
Really what you want, and really what we want is we want them to give from their heart. You know,
yeah.
I mean, I'd like, give me $1 million every Valentine's Day.
Put some cash in a card.
I'm good
to go.
with that.
I'll buy myself
and or give me a vacation every holiday. What do you want to do? Really, I don't want to do anything. I can't stand these holidays. I get that.
That's my husband. He's like, I hate holidays. They're bullshit.
Let me tell you what I want.
Okay.
Because you see, if you say, what do you want to do? He's going to tell you and be done. He's not even going to think, let me ask her what she wants, because they're fucking stupid.
Right.
No offense, Johnnie. They don't think like women. So we have to say to them, would you like to do something I want? Ugh.
Or how about so your husband said to you, I think holidays are bullshit. Mm-hmm. So just say, so I would just say to him, so you don't want to give me anything for this holiday?
But he might say yeah.
He might say yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You say yes.
Nothing.
Then it's up to me then, right, to communicate to him and say,
right,
listen, that doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work for me. In relationship, this is important to me. So that doesn't work for me. So we have to find a way to make it work for both of us.
Yeah. Right.
It's the pressure.
It's the pressure, Johnny says.
Yeah.
The pressure.
When I say,
right. So if we can take the pressure off somehow.
Yeah.
See, that's why I think this worked out for Andrew and I, was because the pressure came off.
Yeah,
right?
giving my wife something.
I was able to say, this is good, this is good, this is good.
I'm worried about it not satisfying her and not being what she wants. It's that pressure of coming up with something that I think is going to satisfy her.
Okay, but if your wife said to you, Johnnie, I just want you to write me a love letter. What would you say to that? If you're not a good writer, you don't think you're good with words.
I'd take a stab at it.
Take a stab at it. I literally told my husband, get a pad of paper and a card and just fucking rewrite what the card says and just like a goddamn name on it. I was like, I don't give a shit.
Or even like if it's a card, like a card that is thoughtfully
That's what he does
chosen. That's okay with me,
chooses
right?
someone else's words.
Because there are people that that's the whole reason we have greeting cards, right? It was because people they feel something, but they don't necessarily know how to use the words to actually say it. So if you can, find a card that says what you want it to say, that I'm okay with that. Because listen, I'm so connected to words. I'm a writer.
Right.
Don't hand me an unsigned Christmas card. I'm going to punch you in the face. Like, at least I love you, Merry Christmas. Right. You know what I mean? you can manage that. You know what I mean?
Like 5 words. I think we can do
5 words, you know?
So what you're saying is next year for Valentine's Day, I should say to him.
I would say to you, your biggest thing is the tone and attitude in which you
say,
because
babe, Valentine's
you walk
Day is
in with
coming
this
up.
expectation, and they're going to feel like a big block just fell.
I mean, he buys me Christmas gifts on Christmas Eve, and the only thing open is the drugstore, so I get whatever's in the drugstore.
So what I know.
I know. I don't fucking know exactly.
Listen, I don't know that there's a one thing that's going to work. No. What I choose to do, because my husband is an engineer and he is very linear, is I thank him beforehand. That was so thoughtful of you to get me flowers. I didn't get you flowers. I know. I'm really excited about it.
Can't
Do
wait.
you know what, though? One of the things that worked for us for a long time for gifts that we did was we talked about it and we said, you know what, let's get an experience for the two of us.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea.
So maybe that's something that you guys could try. Just sit down and say, listen, I understand you feel a lot of pressure around the holidays. You feel a lot of pressure to get it right. Mm-hmm. Here's what I'd like to suggest. How about if you and I come up with something special for us together, and that's our gift to each other? How about if we start there?
I'll have to figure it out. Part of me wants to go the opposite and just be like, we're not getting gifts for each other this year and see what he does.
But you won't get happy.
But then I'm like setting him up to fail.
Right. You're forgetting him. You're setting yourself up to fail.
Yeah.
For him, I'm telling you, the minute you say that, he's done.
Right.
He doesn't have a weight
like,
on him.
good,
He doesn't think
done.
about it. I'll tell you what, I'm jealous. I want to be like that. I love that. He can come home. The kids are screaming and yelling. They're hungry. Dad, I'm hungry. Sitting at his desk. And they walk away, he's done.
Right.
I'm like, fuck you, man. I want to do that.
Right.
I want to be like that.
Right.
And he's not doing anything but just being him. Mm-hmm. The kids are fine. Right? They'll figure it out. They'll go, but no, the mom's got to make them food. And I can't believe you didn't listen to them. And I'm, shh. I want to be like him. I got to tell you honestly.
Right.
I don't know that there is one way.
Okay.
Although if you consider yourself first, what is it that I want? Am I getting fulfilled?
Right.
And how can I do this dance with you? We put too much weight on them,
right,
and not enough on me. Yeah. And then how can I approach that with him so that I can feel fulfilled? Changing the tone and posture is a big deal. The posture, that already expectation, even excitement. They're already like, fuck.
Yeah, that's pressure.
Right.
What's going on now?
That's pressure, yeah.
You know, that's
and see,
so it's okay to communicate, say these are my expectations. If he's like, I don't like holidays, I don't really care, I have to either be willing to say, okay, but I do, or okay, fine.
Yeah, no, but see, okay, fine. I heard that.
Right, I did too. I heard that was
all the way over here, man.
Okay, fine. Give me your fucking wallet, and I'll get it for myself.
That was okay, fine. Well, still, I have the dagger. Thwack. There we go.
See, here's the thing. You think because he's not doing whatever it is that he's doing it to you. And he's not doing it to you.
But see, we want to be, this is that magical thinking that we have where we want them to think about us the way we think about them.
Yes.
And to us, that is a signal of you love me, you care about me. And if you don't think about me the way I think about you, then it means you don't love me.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you got to ask. It pisses me off that I have to ask.
Right. Yeah.
But I have to ask.
We've been together for 13 years. There's 13 Christmases, 13 Valentine's Days, 13 fucking birthdays. And you're going to tell me you don't fucking know right now what my expectations are?
Yes,
but then he'll say my expectations, but he'll also say my expectations are too high, and he's too scared to get anything because he's scared it's going to
see, that was exactly what we just went through, what we went through with that Valentine's Day thing, precisely. Was there's so much pressure on this, and I'm going to get it wrong. So if I'm going to get it wrong anyway, I might as well do nothing. Because now I know for sure I'm getting it wrong,
that's the definition
and I
of
can
my
just
husband.
Brace myself.
Yes. Right.
Because I know I'm getting it wrong. I'll just get it wrong from the default, and now we're done. You can be pissed at me, and we'll get it over with probably before Valentine's Day is even over.
Because even if he puts thought into it, even if he does whatever that I'm
still
expecting, it's still not right.
Right. So
this is not gender specific either.
No, it can be.
It's relationship specific.
Yeah. So I hated this. I hated that I had to do it, that I had to sit down and say, no, I would like flowers and nice chocolate. Well, what's nice chocolate? Well, I have to walk him through it step by step. I hated that. Would love for him to just go, oh, flowers, chocolate. Here we go. I'll take that one. No, it had to go all the way. It had to go further. But that was like, it's weird to feel like, well, I have to ask you for a present. Will you give me a present? Like that's a weird. Yeah,
it is weird.
But they get happy. You see, in the end, my husband was
so happy.
Were you happy knowing what you were getting?
Yeah. No, my husband was that way too. And I said to him, listen, there's a woman, her name is Diane at Tappers. Here's her phone number.
Yeah.
Okay. You can spend $25, you can spend $25,000.
Right.
I don't care. But she knows what I like. Mm-hmm. So feel free to call her whenever you're in the mood. Forget the holiday. Whenever it comes in your mind, or you might hear me say something, feel free to do that. When he feels so much better giving you something and then gets excited to see you get it, it's like, but
did he ever call that jeweler though?
All the time.
He does. Okay. Okay. Oh,
is there a woman? Cute. Is there a woman in his life that you could talk to put that bug in his ear?
I mean, his mom, but he's just not that person. He feels like I show you love every day. Why do I have to do these?
Because it's important to me. That's why.
Like I love you till
materialistic, and I fucking want it.
That's like I love you till further notice.
Because this is important to me.
Right.
I can't help it. It's part of who I am. I don't want to change it. It's part of the magic that is me. So this is important to me.
and that comes back to the self-care part. That comes back to, I get it. I understand that you don't want to do that. Would you be willing to extend yourself a little bit on this particular topic? Well, I'm afraid if I extend myself, there's going to be more. Yeah, that may be true.
Yeah.
Although you need to know something. I feel so good when you do that for me. I feel so good. You're going to see me light up, and I know how much that makes you happy. So you get that back. It's not like you're giving empty and get nothing back. And how cool is that? I'm telling you, it's posture and tone.
Okay.
Men, that's what I was trying to say in the book, when they are who they are. I'm thinking all these years, my husband's so sweet. He lets me go out with all my friends. He doesn't care. I come home and say, I met the cutest guy at the bar. I had so much fun. And he goes, Frank, you're talking to me, honey. Oh, yeah, that's right. Shit. Well, you didn't come with me.
Like, there's trust in that conversation.
There's trust in that conversation. Yeah. And even though he says that to me, he knows I'm not going to overstep my bounds because of the nature of who I am.
Right.
Not because of my commitment to him, just like your husband. He's monogamous. It's who he is. And once we start to understand that who another person is who they are, that doesn't mean they're not flexible. But how do we approach you to help you extend yourself for me? By the way, for us too, women, we get pissed off when we have to extend ourselves to somebody else. What the fuck? I just worked all day. I got to come home and take care of the kids. And now you want me to fucking go to the grocery store and get this cut of meat?
Right.
You could have stopped on your way home.
Right.
Yeah, we get pissed off too. But, it's like there's this, when you have that situation, like the holiday situation, and then he knows he's not making you happy, and he knows he's not making you happy, and he knows he's not making you happy. He knows. Now it's built up into a thing. Now it's a thing. It's bigger than it was.
For you.
Well, for you, but I think also for him, because now the stakes are even higher because
he's pissed off that you keep asking him.
Yeah, that too. So, I mean, sometimes when I've got something like that with Andrew, I go to him and I say, listen, I don't like the feeling of conflict that I have around this with you. I would really like to get rid of that, this feeling of conflict that we have together around this subject. Can we talk about it? Like, can we just take all the bombs out, take all the poison out, and can we just talk about it for a minute?
Yeah, that's
what I said to him about the Valentine's Day. Like, what is it about this holiday? Like, if I just say the word Valentine's Day, he seriously looks at me like I shot his dog. I'm not even kidding. Like, he
doesn't even have a dog.
He doesn't even have a dog. Like, he wants to strangle me because it's like immediately this sets him off into this like giant spike of I don't even know what it is. So just say, listen, just all the venom out, all expectations out, all bombs off. Just tell me honestly, what is it about this? Why are holidays so shitty for you? Why do you believe that holidays are bullshit? And then can we please talk about the fact that it is how I feel about it and then how you feel about it. All bombs out, all expectations gone. I really don't like this feeling that comes up every year around these holidays. And I would really like it for it to be easier for both of us.
That's my Tuesday night.
Yeah.
A conversation without any judgment. We can be as open as we need to be, and try not to leave without taking any of it personally.
But if we've had this conversation over and over again,
it could be the tone. You need to observe yourself.
What does he say though about the
tone? He doesn't believe in holidays.
Why?
Because it's a waste of money. It's a bullshit holiday to get money out of people.
I'm going to have a long talk with
My birthday's in October. It's coming up. You should go talk to Mark.
October. What is your birthday?
October 25th.
25th.
Scorpio through and through.
So I'm thinking at some point in his life there was some experience that gave him this
attitude. Poor. He didn't have money.
100%.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And to him, it's like we're spending money we don't have to make us happy for 30 seconds.
Gotcha.
And then it's like, oh shit, now I have to pay this bill.
It's not a 30-second happy.
Nah.
That's what he needs.
But
Depends on the gift.
The thing that I would say is, but do you realize it doesn't have to be about money, and that the happiness that it could bring the two of us together,
that's why I said I just
could be
just
way
write me a
more,
letter.
could be way more than that.
But even that, then it's like,
have you discussed what triggers him?
yeah.
There's a trigger here.
But that's the thing. Like, I want gifts. He doesn't feel they're necessary.
But just because you're triggered doesn't mean you can't participate.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's why I just buy myself something and say, oh, by the way, you bought me this for Christmas. Thank you.
Well, I do that anyway.
And he's like, okay. Yeah. So that's where we ended it.
Right.
Because I'm just like, I
but
can't
you're not
care
satisfied.
Anymore.
And that's an important
You're not
factor.
happy with that.
I think because I'm the type of person that I'll surprise him with whatever it is, cookies or something that he likes, and I don't ever get that reciprocated ever.
That's
but I
another-
have to
that's
be
another
okay with
discussion.
that's he doesn't show love in that way. I buy things.
that's
That's
not his
how I
love
show love.
language,
That's my love language.
What is his
But
love?
you can't
Physical
accept
touch.
it.
Like he likes being touched.
You can't accept it. It triggers you a lot.
I mean, I think I got to the point where I'm like, oh, whatever. Like things are things, and I'll just buy it for myself and move on. So.
Not okay though.
It's not okay because like John does a lot of things
not okay.
that like make me nuts, but I'm done. They roll off my back. Like
He still
water
buys
ducks.
you gifts.
He still buys me gifts, and sometimes he doesn't buy me gifts. You know, and then sometimes out of the clear blue, I'm like, wow, that was so sweet. Why? I don't know. I was just thinking of you. I love that.
Aww.
You know, I'll take that, and he won't buy me gifts. He'll come home with flowers. I told him I really like flowers. I'd rather have you pick them than buy me flowers that have been sprayed at the grocery store.
Yeah.
So whenever he's out at a market or he sees that they're somewhat fresh, you know, he will buy them, and I'm like, but listen, it's been 26 years. It took him 25.
Right.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
sometimes he'll buy me a gift he'll get me a gift that's just super insightful because he's paying attention. But we had to have that conversation first. Like, I'm a little kid about holidays. I grew up Jehovah's Witness, so I didn't get birthdays. I had my first birthday party when I was 40.
Oh my gosh, you're like, I'm making up for lost
So
time.
I am still a kid. Like it's like Santa's workshop in my house when it's Christmas time. So, but we had to have that conversation, you know, and I know you've had it 100
We've had
times.
it.
But I think there is a different, like, you need to take a different approach.
We'll figure out what
And
that
try. Yeah, and the thing is, I think one of the things that kills relationships is the resentment that builds up when you just go, fuck it, I can't try anymore. Because I've asked you, and that's why I left 2 marriages. I asked and I asked and I asked, and I told you what I needed, and I told you and I told you and I told you, and I finally reached a point where I was like, okay, either you're going to do this or I'm going to leave, and they don't do it, and then I go, okay, now you've shown me. But those resentments are what kills a relationship right there.
Yeah, but then when you go to leave, are they like, but why? You never said anything.
Yes.
And you're like,
Why? That's that meme in there, okay? Which is, I just told you 15 times, and you look at me like, you never told me that. I swear to God, you never told me that.
Like, no.
Did we not just have this conversation in the car?
car.
I say to my husband, I love that dumb look on your face. I swear to God, Frank, you never said anything.
Told me.
Then I started taping it.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, Frank, you never said anything. Click. You just did that.
Oh my God.
How did I just do that? I was sitting here with you.
I'm sure he's got like a Christmas card still that he never gave me one year because I was just like, he never took the time to sit and write it out.
And the thing of it is we, you know, when you've got so much else going on, is it's like you choose your battles, right? You go, well, you know, that's not as important as, you know, please don't let the kids die and feed them. So I'm going to give this my energy instead of that, you know? You just stop asking for stuff like that that's really important to you. Now you've given up that little piece of you, and that's not right.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, it's
but then who has to compromise? Someone has to compromise.
No. Nobody has to compromise. You need to call somebody and say, "How can I do this differently? What is another way I can do this with him?" And maybe it might be, "Hey, will you come over and have some wine with us? We'll bring up the subject and we'll talk about it very casually, like this conversation, so Mark can see, wow, you know what? Maybe I can just extend myself and call Francis and say, Francis, do me a favor. I hate doing this shit. Pisses me off. But I know how much Rachel loves it, and I want her to have something. Can you do all this for me? Can I just get out of the way?" Yeah. You can tell her the truth, too. But say, "I called Francis and I told her to do it."
Right.
And she's going to be like, "Oh, my God, that little step, Mark, was so spectacular." Do that all the time. I
know he's capable of doing it because he's done it before. Of course he is. It's just like...
It could be the expectation thing, too.
I think it's the expectation thing of the money. Because I feel like in his head, I know what he would want to get me, but he doesn't have the money to do that, if that makes sense. So then that gets him like feeling like shit, or he didn't get paid on time to get the gift. Do you know what I mean? So then it's like this whole head game of, if I can't get her what I would love to get her, why get her anything?
Right.
But then it's like, you spend more time at Home Depot than you did picking out a fucking card. Like, come on. I say that to him all the time. Like, you spent the same time and you did at Home Depot.
But at Home Depot, he enjoyed it. So maybe you should have him get you something from Home Depot.
No.
No. So guys, listen. Having an honest conversation with your mate, asking each other, saying, "Listen, this is a no-holds-barred conversation. We got to do our best not to hold on to anything we say, but we need to be perfectly frank with each other, even if that means that, you know what, the way you wear your clothes bothers me. It's okay if it bothers you. You can still be uncomfortable, but to get it off your chest can be uncomfortable for you and for them, although they may continue to wear their clothes the way they do." So I look forward to you really enjoying this episode. And if you have any other questions or comments or would like a coaching session, please go to IamPerfectlyFrank.com or DM me on Facebook or Instagram, or feel free to join my group on Facebook. The Man He's Stupid and the Girl She's So Bitch. See you guys later.